The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm with good friend Chris Trimmy of Lost Classics.
Hello, John.
Hello, good seeing you always.
Yep.
And we're here to talk about E3 and a recap of it, what we thought.
Who won, who lost, what got us excited, what we were indifferent on.
That's right.
There's a lot to cover.
Oh, geez, yes there is. So let's start off with Microsoft.
Microsoft, oh man. So I've seen so much online where people were disappointed with Microsoft's press conference. And I gotta say, I didn't think it was bad.
I'm a fan of Microsoft. I thought they went with guns blazing. Look, they're going to be about the games this year. They had a lot of footage. They really did, I think, a good job of trying to really remind people, look, we've listened to you loud and clear. We want to make a game machine. And they showcased some awesome stuff.
Yeah. Now, a big criticism is that most of the stuff they showed is third party.
Yes.
And, that's just going to happen when you're the first company presenting press conference at E3. It happens every year.
Yep.
But, they did have some good stuff. We finally got a date for Cuphead.
Yes.
Which I'm really excited about. We've been hearing about this for, let's see, my watch, like 5 years now.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Maybe even 17 years at this point.
Because it's different. I think there's a lot of people out there that they're tired of the tried and true stuff, want something different. That's, for a long-time gamer such as myself, that really stuck out as something unique.
Yeah, it looks great. We've never seen an animation style like that in games before.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that's what's going to set it apart. So yeah, super excited for Cuphead. What did you think about Crackdown 3?
I'm a fan. I haven't played a ton of either one. I know the first one to me was better than the second one.
Yeah.
I think Crackdown 3 is solid. Microsoft needs a lot more franchises like that.
Right. They need a lot more franchises that they are. They need a lot more first-party franchises that they can control.
Yes.
And I'm with you. I thought Crackdown 1 was superior to 2. I played that multiplayer. Loved Crackdown.
Yeah.
Now, we saw the footage of Crackdown 3 and something really stuck out to me, and I imagine you saw it too. You saw earlier trailers where they've got buildings exploding and everything, power of the cloud, blah, blah, blah. None of that in this trailer.
Yeah, I think it's gone through some significant changes.
Right.
And, I think it'll appease fans when it comes out. Because the bottom line, you just want a great game to play. You don't care about, it really comes down to, is it fun to play?
Yeah, and that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to say it's going to be the greatest game. I'm not going to say it's going to be the worst game, but it's something that I'm going to check out.
I have to say, so the big disappointment for me was Microsoft's focus on the Xbox One X.
Yes.
And let's talk about that a bit.
Okay. Xbox Scorpio X.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a product that's going to appeal to a very small niche of people, and they're going to be people with 4K TVs who need something to show, to show what their TV can do.
Yeah.
Big problem is, I expected it was going to be $500, and here we are, it's $500. Now, that's more than I paid for my 4K TV.
It is, and I think the problem is when your direct competition is $150 cheaper.
Yeah.
I know it can do more, but really what it comes down to, that's a big difference. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if anything, the Xbox One X is going to actually sell more systems for Microsoft, the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really showcasing there's not a big difference between the S and the X, not $300 difference.
I think what it comes down to is they had a decent showing for the system. They showed really nice close-up shots. They're like, this is how powerful it is, all stuff that we want to see. What they didn't do very well was say, this is X amount better than what you can already get. They didn't say that, they didn't really show us how it's going to be worth the price of 2.5 Xbox Ones.
I think the con of the whole system is that it doesn't play anything exclusive. You can play everything on the original Xbox One. And I talked to a lot of PC gamers, and they said, well, why would I pick up this console when I can just play all these games with Xbox Anywhere on my computer?
Right. So it remains to be seen if what comes out on the Xbox One X is going to be so much better than what you can get on the computer for a reasonable price point, or if it's going to be so much better than the PS4 or the Xbox One S. Boy, I hope I didn't get those confused. You know, it's hard to say. We don't have software to look at.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to wait and see on it. I don't think it was a total dog or anything, but
No.
I don't think it was a total win.
Yeah, I think Microsoft did a pretty good job. Whether or not they get any traction and gain on, because they're really behind. They really are playing catch up big time to Sony, and I think that it was a good showing for them. Whether or not that equals sales for them in the future, yet to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, I can say I've been happy with my Xbox Ones,
Me too.
and the end.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Sony.
Oh boy.
What do we have to say about Sony?
Well, I think we both have had a previous discussion about Sony's been playing it pretty safe.
Yeah.
They really have benefited from Microsoft screwing up a couple years ago and just really haven't messed up. They've played it safe. They really played it safe this E3. I think it was a bad show for them.
I agree. I don't own a PS4 yet, and this E3 did not show me a reason to go out and get one.
Yeah, I mean, sales-wise, they're not going to be hurt from the show. I mean, that needs to be said.
Right.
I think it was good that they showcased some VR games, some great VR games. So if you spent the $400 on an add-on for your PlayStation 4, good for you. I'm not a fan of PlayStation VR. I think it's a great tech demo. I think it's not there yet for mainstream, but it was great to see showcase with Doom VR.
Yeah.
And actually Skyrim VR looked pretty sweet too. And so I was really excited about that. It's not worth $400 to me. The price needs to go down. But let's talk about the games that they really showcased.
Right. I mean, there's nothing to talk about there. They didn't show us anything that we haven't already seen.
For 2017.
That's the real big problem. Sony has been coasting for so long now that to bring new people in, there's not much there to bring new people in. Like we've seen, they've got a new God of War, but we already knew that.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man looked great. I was excited to see that. And then I can't think of anything else that got me interested.
Spider-Man looked great, but it's 2018, and I think the problem is last year they focused so much on VR that a lot of people were like, where are the games for us? And then this year it's like, well, where are the games for 2017?
Yeah.
And so I really think it was a bad showing for Sony. I don't think it's, again, like I said, I don't think it's going to hurt them. But I wasn't impressed. I think a lot of gamers I talked to said they expected more from Sony.
Yeah, I'd almost say that it's a non-showing from Sony. Like there was no reason for them to show anything because they didn't show us anything.
Yeah. I was disappointed.
I was disappointed too. I was hoping that there was going to be a few new really clutch titles that I was going to have to get, so I'd have to run out and buy a PS4 Pro, show it on my nice 4K TV.
Nice.
Just didn't happen.
Nope. All right, Nintendo.
What can we say about Nintendo that hasn't already been said?
I actually, there's been a lot of praise about Nintendo and the Switch. I kind of see through that. I've been kind of a harsh critic of Nintendo for a while now, and I walk away saying I don't think Nintendo showcased what they needed to get a mainstream person to get a Switch.
I agree.
And I think the problem is for Nintendo to hit their target. I mean, they want the Switch to outsell the Wii. I don't think it's going to happen with the showcasing.
No.
Here's the problem with it. They don't have enough third-party support, and they definitely lack that, I think, at the show. You can't have a 5-year-old port of Skyrim and then say that they're getting third-party support.
It's the same problem the Wii U had.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Super Mario Odyssey, amazing game. It looks great. I think it's totally going to sell to the Nintendo fans that probably already have a Switch.
It's going to come out and it's going to be great.
Yep. And I think the Switch I still think target range. I think it's going to outsell the Wii U. I would say 30 to 40 million in a lifespan. And the problem is everybody loves Zelda. Played Zelda. They're going to play Splatoon possibly.
Yeah.
And then you got Mario Odyssey, but they need more than that. They need more third-party support.
They need more than just their core franchises. I realize Splatoon was a new one for them, but
it looks
that's great. One new franchise in how long?
Long time. Since Pikmin, I think.
Yeah, so
I
a
think Pikmin's
decade.
a long time.
They just need more content. That's all there is.
Well, they need more companies to make big games
Mm-hmm.
for their console. I think the other thing that disappointed me about Nintendo is really to not have the virtual console figured out this year.
Yeah.
That is the silliest thing I could possibly imagine. Now, I have a Switch. I'm okay with it. I honestly haven't played it in the last couple weeks. Been pretty busy with school, but
Yeah.
Nintendo really needs to solidify that moving forward, and people are going to expect that. And, you know the Netflix, the Hulu, the media apps. They need to have that. The YouTube.
Yep.
They need to really it's more than a gaming machine. The other two consoles, that's what they are. They're multimedia devices. They need to wake up and say, hey.
It's just where we're at in 2017.
Yeah, and so I think Mario Odyssey's great. I think that the games they showed, the one big surprise was the Rabbids Mario crossover.
The Rabbids Mario, that looked awesome.
I first heard about that and I said, this is the silliest thing I've ever heard of. What are they doing? They're really, really stretching. And then I saw the gameplay footage and it was like a strategy game.
Yeah.
I thought, that was really cool.
I still think it's the silliest thing I've ever heard of, but I'm excited to see it now.
Yeah, Mario has a gun and I still want to play it. So
Right. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so again, I'm not trying to trash Nintendo. I just think that, they typically did what Nintendo does, but I think they needed to do more.
Now let's talk about Metroid.
Okay,
So-
let's talk about Metro. Oh boy,
Metroid Samus Returns. Finally a return to 2D Metroid. We've wanted it for so long, and
I think that it's falls short of Project AM2R.
I don't know if it falls short of that,
Yeah.
but we wanted a new Metroid. Let's not fool anybody. Doing a remake of the Game Boy Return of Samus, I mean, I don't see too many people getting excited about it. And it's on 3DS. I wanted to see it on the Switch.
I agree, and you
That
talked
needs to be the killer app,
Well, and let's face it, the 3DS, its engine isn't that strong,
Right.
and so it's not going to be pretty.
Mhm.
Okay, it's gonna have some jagged edges.
As you said, it looks like Dreamcast quality.
It looks like a Dreamcast quality. Now, it'll still be fun to play. I'm still going to support it.
Yep.
Get that bad taste of Federation Force out of my mouth.
I didn't take the taste of that one.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Oof.
that was bad. So, honestly, I'm happy that there's a 2D Metroid. I think they played it pretty safe. Disappointed it's not on the Switch. And then they did a teaser for
I was going to say, let's talk about Metroid Prime 4. Man, that JPEG.
They didn't show anything. And then it's like, it's coming. And it's like, okay,
It's
well.
like, we kind of already know it's coming,
Yeah.
and so.
Yeah, so.
What can you say about something that has a title, and doesn't have any other information?
It didn't show any footage. And it's like, I'd rather, like you were saying earlier, I'd rather have a company in our previous conversation, I'd rather have a company wait to have something and then have a more strong release date saying it's coming in 6 months or coming in a year than just to show a teaser and then it'll probably be there at E3 next year and then say it's going to come out in a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just silly. I think Nintendo, they did okay, but I don't think it's, they're the second coming of Christ, and I don't think that they knocked it out of the park. I mean, we all knew that Mario Odyssey was going to be great. It looks great.
Yeah.
That's a great game. I think they need more.
Well, that's what people have been saying about Nintendo for how many years now?
Yeah.
Again, another 10 years. People have been saying they need more, they need more.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's just where they're at. They've got their core franchises.
Yep.
They're always great,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you get.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see. Yeah, I think the one thing that they did really well is to really ensure people that they're not going to at least drop the 3DS this year.
Yeah. Not this year.
Hey, we're not going to drop it yet.
We got one game coming.
We'll shove the Switch down your mouth next year.
Right.
So what do you think? That's our thoughts on E3. I think consensus is...
On the big three, well, if we take who lost, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. There are no winners.
Yeah, I think all three companies really kind of dropped the ball on and being honest, truth. You know what? And I'm thinking about what games am I going to purchase with my own money. Very few, and I think gamers wanted more out of this E3. I give it probably like a C-ish, C plus.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some major disappointments. The highlight, when Mario Odyssey, which is a great game, it is considered the game of the show, and it looks amazing, but it was kind of a soft show. I mean, it wasn't.
Well, it was a lack of new content.
Yeah.
What are you going to be really looking forward to playing this September and October? Right now, 2017. What's there for you that you're really excited about playing that they showed at E3? I mean, there's not much there.
Yeah, we've gotten spoiled from previous E3s in which there was
we
crazy
really did.
Crazy amount of content that was coming right around the corner.
Yeah.
Not this. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a surprise or two at PAX, upcoming PAX Prime. So, what do you think? I definitely want to hear from fans around the world. What did you think of E3? Who do you think won and lost? These are our opinions. Again, we're jaded older gamers that have seen an E3 or two.
We've seen it all and done it all at this point.
and been gaming a long time, and so it's harder for me, I think, to be impressed because it's like, okay, I've seen this done before, tried before, or said before.
We're not the kind of people that cry when we see a Final Fantasy VII remake trailer.
Correct. So I've been there, done that. Anyways, thank you so much, Chris. Where can people find you?
People can find me at lostclassicvgs.com, where we do reproductions, prototypes, translations. Speaking of prototypes, you just did that video on the Earthbound prototype that was found locally.
I did a video after you did a video.
Yes.
Your video is more technical and very informative. I appreciate you doing.
Yes, but yours was still better. So you can find me there. We have a Facebook page, Lost Classics, as well.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the comments, likes, and views. My hat's off to all my fans around the world. Typically, I do 3 videos a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Tuesdays? Yeah, Tuesdays. 8 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much. This is the Immortal John Hancock.
This is Chris Tremieux.
Take care.